biggest blame I put on the Biden administration in this is the aggressive attack on carbon-based fuel, because it produces dirty clouds of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. You can reuse that carbon, atmospheric carbon. I talk about a lot on the show. You can turn it into this stuff. It's called graphene. You may be familiar with it. It's black powder. It's carbon, pure carbon. You get it out of the air, and then you can use it for a building material. You can make electronics out of it. It's like 21st century steel, and that's all you got to do.
Well, I figured it out.
Tell me.
See, what happened was the Democrats used to watch this show, and they got sick and tired of hearing Ian talk about graphene, and then went, just shut down the carbon dioxide. We ain't doing this graphene thing anymore.
So what I'd really like to point people at is, instead of worrying about not using it, keep using it. It's great stuff, but let's just recollect the waste byproduct and reuse it.
I think it's political suicide. I don't understand.
Well, remember the timeline. I mean, when Biden does all this, and it's all, under the guise of the green economy, the Green New Deal by another name, when he rolls out all these things, he does his executive orders, he kills the Keystone XL pipeline, he suspends the lease sales in Alaska and other places in federally controlled land. He absolutely attacks the fossil fuel the entire fossil fuel industry, and brags about it. And the left and the media, they cheer him on and they give him all this credit. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's the greenest president ever. He's so wonderful, so protecting the environment, down with fossil fuels. We're all against fossil fuels. And then when over time, the price of gas rises, the price of all fuels rise, that feeds inflation, which is now inflicting the entire economy. Suddenly they forget about how this big flurry of events at the very beginning of the administration, how he attacked fossil fuels, which caused gas prices to immediately begin to climb. They forget that part. It's like they championed him when he suspended all the Trump policies at the border and started doing things exactly the opposite of what Trump did regarding immigration. And then everybody said, yes, it's finally, we have somebody who treats everyone, no one, people aren't illegal. There are no illegal, the leftist mantra that they say.
Right.
And then when the border gets out of control, they forget that he overturned 97 Trump policies, and they don't want to lay the blame on him when they cheered what he did to cause it.
Right. They wanted the headlines. They wanted the buzzword, environmental first, turning down Trump policies, whatever else. They wanted those things. They did not think about the consequence of their actions.
But that's right. They love the policy and the way that it sounds. It makes them feel like good people because they enact and support certain policies. They just, I'll tell you what, the actual results of those policies are terribly inconvenient for them, and they don't want to handle that part.
Like the idea of stopping producing, even if we couldn't recollect the carbon, for instance, stopping to burn the carbon. If we were going to just stop burning carbon to save the environment, well, okay, what if now we can't fuel our aircraft and our tanks and our machines and our war machine anymore because we don't have fuel, and then we get attacked, invaded, or there's a nuclear strike, we'll annihilate the environment. Like the environment can be obliterated in many ways beyond just carbon. And if you take carbon out of the equation, there could be all these other ways that could end up obliterating the thing. So it's just a rushed, risky, stupid, feel-good thing, I think, to stop.
I mean, it just means, it shows you who's in charge of the administration. It's the radical left. And they're the ones. Joe Biden himself never believed any of these things in his 55 years in the Senate, however long he was there.
But just right at the end of his political career, he's saying, this actually is very important to me.
Yeah, and he never believed all these things. So you can tell who's pulling the strings over there.
I saw a video of him, I think it was yesterday, and he was like,
he's gone.
Talking. It was the worst I've ever seen him.
I remember when
it's bad.
Joe Rogan got on his show several months ago said, how could you vote for Biden? The man is gone. And now you look at Biden then today, it is an exponential collapse.